Welcome everyone to State of the Game for the 23rd of March 2017. I always have to check if I get the date right, but I'm pretty sure I'm good. Today, no Yannick, just me. Like I said, if you were listening 20 minutes ago, he's decided that he doesn't like me anymore, and he said that he doesn't like any of you. Whoa. Salty Yannick. I know. I don't know, Peter. Something's going on with that guy. Anyway. This one's going to be quite short. There are some things to talk about today, some things to listen to. I always love showing up and finding out what you guys think about things. One of the best ways for us to find out what's going on with the game, obviously we have a lot of analytics on our side to see what's happening, but the voice of the players, as represented by Twitch chat, is often a pretty good way to get a read on what's happening. Nightmare Lord says, uh-oh, no answers incoming. No. So for the people who are asking about the invisibility glitch that has run rampant the week past, that we deployed a fix for today. If you've been around in the past 24 hours reading forums and that sort of thing, last night we had a fix, but we weren't sure. Well, we then found out that late yesterday evening that there may have been issues had we deployed that fix. Looking at it this morning, we found that that wasn't the case, so we managed to extend the maintenance by an hour to get that fix out, because as you guys know, it was pretty game-breaking. So that fix was deployed today. As always, if you guys notice anything funky along those lines, please let us know, but it looks to be pretty smooth for now. This wasn't one of those hand signals, by the way. My ear was just itchy. So if you're trying to decode what this means, just itchy ear, just so you know. But yes, that fix was deployed today. But aside from that, everything seems to be going good. Well, not everything. I mean, there's obviously things that will be changed and that sort of thing. Medkits, we're going to talk about in a second. But I'm very, very pleased myself with 1.6, and I know I've seen a lot of the community saying as well that this is probably the biggest build diversity we've seen on the Division to date. There are some counters in there, a lot of different builds that people are using. Some of the builds need to obviously be looked at, and we're going to talk about airbursts and stuff like that in a second, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Is the Casper glitch fixed? Yes, we deployed a fix for that today. And as always, if you guys notice anything else funky, please let us know. So I was looking at a lot of streams before and a lot of Last Stand players and that sort of thing, and it doesn't seem that people seem to be doing the same thing. Coffee break. No more info for year 2? Not today. Not today. Well, a little bit of light info. Sorry, just having a quick check through chat. Ninja Bike backpack needs to go. I don't think it needs to go. I think definitely, as you guys know, I did see on Reddit that someone found a clip of me getting a Ninja Bike backpack and immediately deconstructing it. That is legitimately how I feel about the bag right now. Not great. Yes, it does need to change. So a lot of people are proposing lots of different things. Right now, there isn't really much incentive to use it. Well, when I say much, there's like one edge case where you would probably use a Ninja Bike backpack if you found something in the dark zone and you happened to have one in your bag, you know, that you wanted to keep. But you know, I would still hold on to it, because if it does receive changes, you probably don't want to have to kick yourself should it receive changes. I'm not confirming anything, but always a good idea to hold on to things that may get fixed in the future. Because yes, Ninja Bike backpack, I agree with you guys. There's not really a reason to use it now. It's a good backpack for hitchhiking along a highway. Sure. All right. Flamebow says, buff the UMP, buff the UMP. I do think the UMP is a cool gun that doesn't really have much reason to be used as well. There are better SMGs, so, and it sounds so cool, so we'll see. Fix the Thompson, the lack of mods made it useless. I'll pass that on, that's good. All right, so I see a lot of people asking about Seekers. So we're gonna talk about a few things, well, when I say we, and I'll also listen to you. So there are a few things coming up. Obviously, we've talked about it before. There's going to be 1.7 and another update later in the year. But before then, there's going to be a bug fixing focused update. So that there are some things that have to happen in a client patch, right? So this bug fixing patch is the one I'm talking about specifically right now. Medkits specifically, we can do that server side. So I was talking to some people before. There will be some medkit changes coming to make them better. Right now, they aren't working that great. I think everyone can agree on that. And it's kind of forcing people into using mask talents that maybe don't add too much other than that. But so medkit changes should come before. I don't have a date for those yet. They should come before the next client patch. But in the next client patch, we're obviously looking at quite a few things. We talked about some changes to Nimble that could be looked at and will be looked at. So right now, the way Nimble works, if you aren't using it, is you get 2% of your health back per meter covered to cover, and you get it instantly when you reach that point, when you enter the cover. What we are looking at doing is, I wouldn't actually call it a Nimble nerf in terms of healing value. So we're looking at changing the healing from Nimble to a heal over time. So what will happen is, I mean, the best way to explain it is an example. Like I go from this point to that point, cover to cover. Then when I hit the cover, I will get a heal over time for 4 seconds. So, and every second you'll get a 0.5% tick of that. You need to stay in that cover for the 4 seconds, your destination cover, but you still will receive the full heal. Okay? That's what we're looking at doing right now. So, and as always, we're interested to hear what you think about that. But that's the thing. Someone's saying rip solo PvE. This change shouldn't actually affect your PvE experience that much. So some people are saying Nimble works perfectly fine. Some people said that sounds cool. It's not a nerf in terms of healing value. You could call it a nerf in terms of utility and usability, but your total amount healed will stay the same. All right. Next, so Stagger has obviously been a thing. So particularly as it pertains to the Airburst mod on Seekers, one of the things we're looking at doing for the Airburst Seekers in the next client patch will be removing Stagger entirely from it. I'm very happy about that. I think chat will be happy about that, but you never know. I'm interested to see what you think. And now Nimble is useless. I completely disagree, Steinham's Gaming, but I do want to hear what you're talking about. Someone says fix Stagger on shotguns. We're going to talk about it in just a second. All right. Leave Nimble. The only problem this game has is Seeker Mines. Well, we're talking about that right now. So the Stagger component will be removed completely from Airburst, firstly. Secondly, what we will do is take some of that front-loaded damage. So the initial explosion of the Airburst mine will be brought down, but the damage over time from the fire effect will be brought up. So your total damage done should remain the same, but less of it in the front portion of the damage. So it gives people some opportunity to react to that damage coming in, whether it be a med kit to get rid of the fire effect, being able to pop a first aid since you will still be alive and not insta-killed, that sort of thing. Let's fix the med kits first. I talked about that already, the dope boy. The med kits will be brought up. Okay, it's the fire you hate. Okay, I hear that. All right, server side, what's that mean? So Nave PT, there's 2 types of things. Some of the data that you experience in the game is done on the server side. I don't know how to explain that. It's calculated by the server, not on your machine, on your box, whether it be an Xbox, a PS4, or a PC. The server side changes are much easier for us to implement. And when I say easier, faster, because we don't have to go through patching through third parties and deploying fixes through that way. I don't want to go too much into detail on exactly how that works, but server-side fixes happen a lot faster in general that way. Did they say they are fixing the Casper glitch? That was fixed in the maintenance today. We deployed a fix for that earlier, and if you notice anything funky beyond that, do let us know, but it seems to be working great right now. What else do we have in here? All right, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Shrig. That's cool. Casper TBH. We weren't talking about you, man. You're not. We fixed you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. When's the Seeker nerf coming? So the changes to the Seeker mine will be happening in the next client patch. We don't have a date for that yet, but we will let you know when that happens. JG Creative says nerf JG. Whoa. Whoa, man. Whoa. All right. So Stagger, as it pertains to weapons, is the next kind of thing I wanted to talk about. So the SASG is something that people have been complaining about. Maybe, you know, it's not the only thing that causes stagger in the weapon family, but it is one of the things that causes the most stagger and is impacting people the most, especially because of its high fire rate. So you're always like going a bit crazy. Stagger on all weapons will be reduced in the next client patch, is what we are looking at. We agree that stagger across all weapons, SVDs, Heron 79 mentions as well, they stagger too much. So in the next client patch, people should experience less stagger. Here's the thing. For the next client patch, we will be doing a PTS as well. That specific PTS for the next client patch, which comes before 1.7, will be PC only for that time. We did say that 1.7 will be on console PTS as well, but I just wanted you guys to know that the patch that comes before that, the next client patch, which is a bug fixing focused one, there will be a PTS for that, but that one will be PC only. And then the console PTS for the bigger update for 1.7, and that PTS will be on PC, Xbox, and PS4. Yannick says so, so it'll happen. All right. Toxic Comics is a gear score increase. But we kind of talked about that a little bit. Yes. A TD competitive league will arrive. I mean, Draken, I think that'd be cool, but we don't have any things to talk about on that just yet. What about Nintendo Switch? No plans for Nintendo Switch just yet. I mean, I have a Switch. I would love to see more games on the Switch. What else do we have on here? Oh, extended mags. Okay, so this one I find very interesting. So we talked about it last time. There are some legacy mags that roll or have been rolled at above the maximum for level 34 extended mags. That seems weird, and we agree. So what will happen in the next client patch? Well, I mean, you'll experience this in the PTS first. Those legacy mags will be brought down to their level 32 counterparts. So brought down. So you'll have level 32s where they should be, 33s where they should be, and newly rolled or found or dropped level 34 mags will be always above those. So the max for level 34 extended mags will be 121%. Okay? That's a lot. That's huge. That would make, well, the M60 gigantic. All right, so the extended mag, that's that one. They're also spawning in Last Stand. We've noticed and heard a lot of reports of people spawn camping and not really having a way to combat that. What we're looking at is improvements to the spawning system in Last Stand. So if you are getting spawn camped, you have some more options of where you can spawn to kind of get around those things. Someone mentioned, vote with your feet? What? What? Make non-extended mags better? Well, I agree. I mean, the non-extended mags don't really have much use, especially since weapon damage was taken off them. Add a King of the Hill game mode, please. I would love that, Dead Rabbit. You know that. Never seen 121%? Exactly. You haven't seen it yet. But that's what we're talking about for the next client patch. What else have we got in here? Fix Failhouse leg already? That would be a cool patch. Will console PTS be open to everyone? JManiac55. I imagine when the console PTS happens for 1.7, it will happen similarly to PC, so you should just be able to jump in. Again, we'll have more news on that as we get closer to the date, but we will let you know. USMM Stanley says, what about glitches? The invisibility glitch, the Casper glitch, the ghost glitch, or whatever it had been called over the past week, there was a fix deployed for that today, in case you missed that news, and I think it's also running along the bottom. All right, what do we have in here? So there's also another thing that's happening at the moment that we want to get rid of. We don't think it's intended use, and we don't like it. So for people who are using macros and mouse wheels or other things on consoles to fire and kind of reach above intended RPM, we are addressing that in the next client patch. So the RPM max limit is brought to a more realistic level. That will affect people using a lot of burst via MP5s and that sort of thing right now. But we want to make sure that it's not done in a cheesy way, because right now we see a lot of people using them in unintended fashions. So I'm excited about that one too. All right, as I said, this stream is going to be a short one. I'm just having a look at the time. Wait, have I already been going for 16 minutes, Peter? Yep. Wow, I can ramble. I didn't realize that. I'm just going to take a breath here and drink the rest of my coffee. Repeat a nerf? Yeah, basically. G36 blueprint, we'll have to see what happened. The blueprints actually have been pretty good lately. What was an M4 blueprint, SVD blueprint? I need to pick those up. We'll go check that. TMFD Clancy says we must increase gear score and add new gear quickly. I hear you. Bring smart cover back. Smart cover is actually still pretty good. It's just not OP. I've been running that on one of my builds, and I quite like that. Your legacy mags are better than the new level 34 mags. That's not true. If you can prove that you have a legacy mag above or close to 121%, please let me know. Maybe I'm going crazy, but I don't think you're right. And anyway, those legacy mags that you do have, and I think I have one that's like 118 or 119%. That's going to be brought down to where level 32 ones should be. What about Deadeye? I think it's pretty cool. It's very powerful. There's some pretty crazy Deadeye builds at the moment, but they seem to be pretty good counters to some specific things. So, like someone says 117, 114. Yeah. 117. There you go. I don't think anyone is 121. So, yes. The SVD no scope needs looked at. I'm pretty sure you need a zoom scope. The minimum one you can have, I think, is a 3.4. If anyone can, I would love to see reports of Deadeye working no scoped. I don't think it is. Anyone? Anyone? I don't think so. Someone says they have 119. Yeah, but not 121. Okay, anyway. The 119s and 118s that we have is, I think they're level 32 legacy ones. They'll be brought down anyway, and we'll need to roll level 34 extended mags. But those will definitely be the highest potential in terms of extended mags. Where do you find legacy mags? In the past. You can't, because they're legacy ones, you can't find them now. Increase 1 billion credit limit? New fans, spend those credits. If you're at 100, if you're at 1 billion credits, why you need more? I don't understand. What else do we have here? Okay, so I'll let you guys, talk through a few things. Yes, Iron Man, the invisibility glitch, we've deployed a fix for that today. What is the largest level 34 mags you can find or roll? Right now, I can't remember off the top of my head. In the next client patch, we're looking to increase that to 121%. How do you nerf a macro? Well, you make it so that macro can't access RPM values that exist. Do you know what I mean? So if people are using macros, they'll still be able to use the macro, but because we can't stop people from doing specific things on their machines. But if they use it, they won't be able to hit those limits. So there will be, the game will tell them, you can only shoot this fast. And that's going to be further down than it is right now. Why is the room in follow only mode? Because we were getting kind of trolled pretty hard. So I put it in follow mode a little while ago, just so there's a little bit of a barrier to entry and people can't bot spam our channels. That's why. What did he say about shotgun stagger again? So not just shotgun stagger. So stagger on all weapons in the next client patch will be reduced. We believe that across all weapons it is too high right now. But most people experience that with shotguns and the SVD, for example. Okay. Before I head off, so the build of the week, I don't actually have the thing that we're going to give away. So if you were here a little while back, we did our first build of the week, and I want to do the second one right now. So the person that we decide to win will receive a dog. Are you grabbing a dog tag for me, Peter?
I'm trying to find it.
I don't know if we have any in here. But those dog tags that you may have seen, they're in a little box, and they're like metal with a hole in them, and they have the orange ring on them. They're really cool, but we don't have any in the room right now. Anyway, they're very, very cool. So every week, hopefully, when we can, we'll give away one of those to an interesting build that is on the forums. So if you want to try your luck at winning one of those things, come up with an interesting build, post about it on the build section on forums.ub.com, the division, I think it's Tactics and Strategies Builds, where you'll find that, and then have the tag BOTW, not Breath of the Wild, Build of the Week, in your forum thread title, and we will have a look at it, and the ones that I like, I will choose one that I like. Anyway, this week, Modular Gaming has a really cool build for Firecrest, and I think Firecrest isn't used nearly enough. I don't use it enough, but this build is really, really cool. It is a little bit gear dependent, so if you don't have an Urban MDR, you won't get the full potential out of it. The Bullfrog's still a great weapon for it. But this one is a PvE Firecrest build, which I think is very, very cool. So Modular Gaming, I will reach out to you on the forum, so check your DMs. I couldn't quite, it was like a YouTube channel called Modular Gaming, but the guy's gamer tag, or how he identified as, was something 220. I couldn't quite hear. He said it very quickly, but it was very cool. Anyway, so this build, you can go check it out on the forums. I'll tweet the YouTube link after this, but it was very, very cool. So Modular Gaming, check your forum DMs and we'll get that out to you. And if anyone else is looking at putting builds of the week type things, just put them on the forums, because there's some really cool ones on there. I like it. What else we got here? Sorry about this. Like, there's obviously a lot of dead air when I'm trying to read chat. I can't do both at the same time. It's very hard. Needs more Yannick. Someone says rework Hunter's Faith. I'm actually trying out a Hunter's Faith build that I think is pretty cool. We did 3 legendaries on the stream the other day, and it worked really well. 4v4 TDM, I'd be down. That's cool. Nimble, I talked about that before, so we're going to try out something in the next client patch, shifting the 2% heal to heal over time. So once you enter cover, you'll get over 4 seconds that same amount of healing value, but you'll have to stay in the cover for a longer time. We'll try that out in the next PTS. Why medkits don't heal? Same. In the next client patch, medkits will be looked at and adjusted accordingly. So you'll expect better medkits in the next client patch. It's going to be cool. What else we got here? Buff Yannick or Riot? Dude doesn't need buffs. Needs to be nerfed. All right. Next patch, Lameo. Yeah, there's many more patches coming in year 2. So we talked about that before. AKA 1.7. No, Yo Googs. 1.7 is going to be a bigger update that comes after the next client patch. So before 1.7 hits, there's going to be a client patch that is focused on bug fixing and those sorts of things. Increased stash. Come on, man. Stash is already pretty big. Okay, we're going around in circles because we've gotten back to the Ninja backpack discussion. We should always continue these discussions. I'm going to be back in the morning streaming on this channel, and I want to make sure that we can have longer conversations. But for now, that's everything. Again, you've probably read some of the big points down there. If you've missed this or parts of the stream, you'll be able to check out the past broadcast on this channel as soon as the stream goes down. Or if you like listening for some reason to my rambles, you can do that. If you go on soundcloud.com/thedivision game, this is going to be up as a podcast in the next half hour. That'll then get syndicated onto iTunes, Pocket Casts, Double Twist, whatever syndication platform you're using. You should be able to find it there. I've had trouble getting it on some platforms, but most of them, you will be able to find us. Other than that, we're done for today. I hope everyone's having a good Thursday. It's much nicer to show up on stream and be able to tell you that a fix has been deployed for the Casper or Ghost invisibility glitch. But regardless, even if that fix hadn't been deployed or we'd had more issues with it, we'd still be here. So for those people who have, on various platforms, been accusing us of not caring, no. You know who you are. Yeah. I'm just like looking into your soul just for a little while. We do care. That's why we show up and we want to talk to you about the state of the game, to plug this show. I think it's important, as I always say, we want to show up and talk to you about these things. Sometimes that's not good news. Sometimes it is good news. Today it's good news, in my opinion. I feel good about it. But anyway, I'll be back in the morning. We're going to play the game, and I'm going to continue, I think, on with my Hunter's Faith build and that sort of thing. Anyway, always good to hang out with you guys. I'll be back tomorrow morning again. The other thing is, people always ask, I don't know why Peter, like, are you doing State of the Game today? Here's what we should agree to. If we don't say anything, State of the Game will always be at this time every Thursday. So you don't need to wait for an announcement like State of the Game happens today, assume it happens at this time. If we aren't doing one, or it gets delayed, or we switch days, which doesn't often happen, we will let you know. But you can always set your clocks every week for this time. It's important. All right? Okay. I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone. Bye.